Okay, let's fucking try that again. I was so close to having a good day. So fucking close. But I am determined to be a rageaholic today. Wonderful. Let me make sure everything is set up. Drop some ones in the chat if you could see me and hear me. Alright. Seeing some ones in the chat. Fuck. Set me on fire and fucking scream free Palestine. You fucking shit. Tired of tech problems. Hate it. Hate the fuck out of it. Swear to God, it wrecks my whole life. Anyways, I'm not going to read through the schedule again. Maybe we do a quick one. Real quick. Since you guys have been patiently waiting for me and all my fucking problems. Once again, we will be starting with a video titled Jack Black Halts Tenacious D Tour Over Trump Comments. This is a follow-up video. Then we have a video titled Trump Blasts Biden Report Supporting the Supreme Court Reforms. Then we have a video titled Make America Safe Again, Start at the Southern Border. That title is dog shit because it's actually talking about Biden calling for gun bans because of the attempt on President Trump's life. Then we have a video titled What This Means for Voters. Who is JD Vance? Who's Trump's nominated? Whatever. Anyways, that's a summary on JD Vance so we can figure out who he is. Then we have a video titled Kamala Harris releases video reaction to JD Vance. She's telling everyone to be really scared while sounding really fucking stupid at the same time because they're all a bunch of liars. Then we have a video titled Shooter Seen Roaming in the Background of the video. You can see the shooter walking around and planning his later on attempt on President Trump. Then we have a video that I think is just propaganda, but it's titled Parents of Trump Shooter Called Cops the Day of the Rally, which doesn't make any sense, but that's what they're saying now that it's fucking Wednesday. I thought it was Thursday, but I just realized it's Wednesday. Anyways, then we have a Matt Gaetz video where he's getting at fucking whatever his name is, the old fucking chair. Now I can't remember anything because my whole fucking brain's just raged out. I just want to punch these monitors. Then we have a video that President Trump had just released like 10 minutes ago at this point. It's titled Make America Great Again. It's a really good video from the half of it that I got to see. Then we have a video that I had posted yesterday. It's from Don Jr.'s TikTok. It's titled A Father's Love. It's showing President Trump speaking to his loved ones behind the scenes at the RNC. Then we have our feel-good, or that's our feel-good video of the day. Then our funny video of the day is titled Make America Great Again. Anyways, we're going to get started on this first video because I already said my hellos to everyone and no one got to fucking hear it because Rumble was shit in the goddamn fucking bed today. So, anyways, we'll get started on this first video. It is titled Jack Black Halts Tenacious D Tour Over Trump's Comments. This is obviously a follow-up, but, you know, big fuck you to Jack Black, so let's go ahead and get this rolling. Now, before we get started, I want to remind you guys that we have these neon Screaming Goat t-shirts. They come in shirts for men, shirts for women, tank tops for men, tank tops for women, coffee mugs, stickers, and I even made some dog tags. Definitely go check it out. We have lots of merch, lots of items, lots of different designs over on the merch store. I'll drop the link in the chats while we're watching this first video.
Hollywood actor and musician Jack Black has ended a tour for his comedy rock duo Tenacious D after bandmate Carl Gass made comments about the assassination attempt on former US President Donald Trump. A social media video showed Gass, who was celebrating his birthday during a concert on stage in Sydney, Australia, being given a cake and asked to make a wish.
Don't miss Trump next time.
He then seemed to say, "Don't miss Trump next time," before blowing out the candles. The comment came after the Republican was shot in the ear during a campaign rally in Pennsylvania on Saturday, an incident the FBI is probing as an assassination attempt. Jack Black said in an Instagram post, "I was blindsided by what was said at the show on Sunday. After much reflection, I no longer feel it is appropriate to continue the Tenacious D tour, and all future creative plans are on hold." Black, who starred in movies like School of Rock and Jumanji, has been a vocal supporter of Joe Biden and attended a re-election fundraiser event for the Democrat in June. He formed Tenacious D together with Gass in Los Angeles in 1994. On Tuesday, Gaetz apologized on Instagram for his severe lack of judgment and said the comments were inappropriate, dangerous, and a terrible mistake. His comments drew backlash from Australian politicians, including the country's ambassador to the US, Kevin Rudd, who said people joking about violence should, quote, grow up and find a decent job.
Well, like I said, that was a follow-up of Jack Black and Tenacious D, the band that he's a part of or whatever. We covered a lot of different pieces in it, and I thought that was a pretty good summary to kind of put it all together. Yeah, of course, a real sorry after everyone got mad. They weren't sorry when they said the shit. And if you think that's the only time that guy said that, you'd be mistaken. People who are so evil like that, who wish death on others, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like gossip. They get that feeling inside where they're seething and they're excited to see someone else do bad. It's that toxic behavior, not toxic masculinity, I'm full of that, but that toxic behavior, that arguing, fighting, nasty, let's keep the shit going, mentality. They can't just hand that off to one person. They can't have just a moment. It becomes a part of their identity. They have to walk around and tell everybody about it. Hey, this is how I feel. Hey, did you hear how I feel? Hey, I got something nasty to say that's going to trigger everybody. And they just walk around and, kerplunk that to every person they can see. It's the way they are. It's the way they are. It's that miserable, misery loves company. That's what feeds it. That's what feeds it. So if you think that guy has only said it that one time on stage, you're probably mistaken. I bet he says it to his friends. He's probably got that bullshit on his social media. Nah, fuck those people. Fuck those people. Wishing death on somebody. What is wrong with them? Especially to be so wealthy and famous. I could imagine be wealthy and famous and be so worried about another human that I would wish death upon them. That's fucked up. That's so. You ain't gotta be wealthy for that to be fucked up. But it's that much more fucked up, right? Like your life is made. It's made. You don't even have to suffer from the choices that these people make on Capitol Hill. You just leave the country if you feel like it. You got enough money to do whatever you want, and you're gonna go and say some stuff like that? Nah. Those are traits of a bad human. Anyways, next up we have Trump blasts Biden reported support for Supreme Court reforms. This is kind of an ironic video in different ways. One, I think all elected offices should have term limits. They should. I don't know why why wouldn't they? Right? If we elect somebody to go do something, that person, one, isn't going to live forever, and two, being there permanently is too much power for one person. Of course you're going to have corruption and shit. You got to be able to cycle them out. So I think all offices should have term limits, but the real ironic part about this is that Joe Biden spent 2 weeks telling everyone that President Trump was going to do this Project 2025 nonsense, which is supposedly to change the federal government. Now Joe Biden's out here saying that he wants to change the federal government. Well, that's blue team for you. That's blue team for you. That projecting. That, hey, they're going to do the bad thing. Be scared of them. Hey, guys, you got the bad thing ready? Because I'm about ready to roll this out. Like, that's how they get down. That's how they get down. Hey, he's going to get you guys. And then the blue team gets you. That's what they do. So anyways, that's what's coming up next. But first, we're going to read through the chat and see what you hooligans think about Jack Black and his Tenacious D. Holy hair juicer. That sucks. That sucks. House fires suck. I lost everything in a fire. And it sucks. Hopefully those people are okay, hair juicer. Lived review. We were all supposed to serve in office as a duty to being a citizen. People didn't want to, so the people who were there stayed and enacted pay for themselves because of it. Yeah, lived review. Man, I can totally see that. Breeze by you, blue team always blames others for what they are doing. Yeah, that's what they do, and their followers do that too. Their little blue team does that. Little blue team that mingles with us out here, they do the same thing. They have that same behavior. They're the kind of people to drive a car illegally with no insurance. The car might even be stolen, and then hit you with the car, and then get out and be like, "What did you do to me? Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that?" Like they weren't the one in the wrong. And it's that mentality. They're a child that never grew up. That's why they're like that. That's why they can't be held accountable. You start holding these people accountable, and all of a sudden they got labels. They got to start attacking you and stuff. Oh, you think I'm a bad guy because I do bad stuff? Well, you're a racist. It's like, nah, you're just a bad person. I'm trying to take the high road here, but if you want to go the other way, we could do that too. But fuck, I don't know. Can't stand stupid people. Not at all. Josh, I think you got a different name here, and I can't see it because it's black on black. I feel like I'm calling you out. No, your name's Josh on here. It's all good. Says, we're all going to die sometime. Why wish for it? Yeah. Yeah. Well, and if you know anything about what goes around comes around, probably shouldn't be doing shit like that, you know, because it always comes back around. So if you're wishing death on others, just think about the people who are wishing death on you, because that's how it goes. It's the world is an eye for an eye, whether you look for it or not. What goes around comes around. Breeze by you. I don't like nasty, negative, evil people. Yeah. Yep. It's a poor mindset. That's what it is. It's a poor mindset. It's really common on the south side of town. Doesn't matter where you live, as long as you live in America. If you go to the south side of town, you're going to find a plethora of that. A whole gaggle. You're going to have a whole gaggle of people with a poor mindset. Poor me, and it's all your fault. That's what they do. Lewd review, lower the temperature, fuckers. Yeah. Oh, man, there's lots of that, too. There's lots of that. They're like, we need to lower the temperature. By the way, we were the ones escalating it. That interview of old man Walter saying, yeah, we need to put President Trump in the crosshairs or whatever he said, on the bullseye, is circulating everywhere on Twitter right now. It's like, yeah, they were the ones calling for violence. They got violence, and now they're like, oh, no. There was violence on Saturday. Yeah, you guys got what you asked for. Well, almost. Thank you so much. Mom was a hamster for the $2 donation over on Rumble. I really appreciate the support. Thank you. Says, attention Patriots and PA. There is a vigil tonight for Corey so-and-so at Lernersville Speedway, Newport at 7 p.m. Thanks for letting me know your mom was a hamster. Heck yeah, I'm sure Hooligans will show up. I saw there was a vigil yesterday, I think, as well. Maybe it's been ongoing since Saturday. I'm not sure. I just came across it randomly on Twitter last night. Is it Bass Lady? Is that how you say it? Well, happy freedom to you. I appreciate you being here with us. Your mom was a hamster. Yeah, I figured it was the guy that got killed at the rally. I just don't know what that last name is. I would rather just not say it than sit here and just butcher it. Done. He may have apologized, but it was only after the blowback. Absolutely done. That's how they do it too. They ain't sorry until they're caught. That's the lefty way, you know. Prison hug. Lefties canceling themselves. You know, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I was going to say something and I forgot by the damn tech problems and shit. Hopefully we can get beyond that and we can turn today into a good day. But there's a lot of people out there who think they're taking the high road, and it really reminds me of all the infighting I was talking about yesterday that happens when times get tense. On the right, everyone starts infighting. That I'm right. No, I'm right. No, I'm right. You listen to me. No, it's worded like this. And people correcting each other when it's totally unnecessary. Like micro-governing each other all of a sudden. And it's fucking toxic as shit, and I can't stand it. I'm like, hey, did you see this? And people are like, yeah, I saw it. I saw it like 2.5 minutes ago. Jeez, maybe you should catch up. I'm like, chill the fuck out, dude. You're not the motherfucking authority on information around here. So anyways, there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, we shouldn't participate in canceling Jack Black and Tenacious D. That's what the left does. We shouldn't cancel people. You should vote with your doll hairs. Yeah, what do you think that is, you dumb bitch? What do you think that is? That's what canceling somebody is. When you don't approve of what they do, so you don't give them money, that's canceling them. So, like, what are you saying? They're like, oh, we can't cancel people because we're like the left. Let's boycott them. Do you understand how labels work? It's the same fucking thing. You don't approve of it. You don't give them your attention. You don't support them. You don't give them your money. And therefore, they're canceled. So people, like, think that using semantics is some way to high road the other Republicans and conservatives. Ah, man, you guys are talking about canceling Tenacious D. You're acting like the left right now. Nah, we should spend our money wisely. What do you think you're saying? You know, stop doing that shit. It's just infighting. Yes, vote with your doll hairs every day. Use your beliefs. Stand on your beliefs. That is the American way. But to go and be like, ah, man, you guys are canceling people, you're acting like lefties. No, fuck Jack Black and all of Tenacious D and anybody infatuated with them. Fuck them. And however that needs to enact in the world, then go out there and do that. Don't do bad things. Make good choices. Spend your doll hairs wisely. And stop fighting with other people who believe the same shit as you. You're spiraling, you know? You're spiraling. And you're pushing everyone away from you. And then you'll be isolated. And then you'll feel bad. And you won't have anybody to be there for you. Because you pushed everybody away. We're all on the same page here. And we're all sitting in this boat together, whether we like each other or not. So we need to stop the infighting. That shit is so stupid. So stupid. I'm tired of people, like 3 days now. People coming for me on Twitter for saying the same thing that they're saying. Stop that shit. Get off of it, you know? Anyways. DeMarquise, Jack Black needs the Bud Light treatment. He's getting it. He's getting it. No, I don't think we should act all toxic and, you know, go and mass report people and do all that. Like, if somebody's doing something wrong, then call it out, you know? That's all it is. There's no need to white knight anything. Oh, well, you know, cancel culture. Da, da, da. Shut the fuck up. When people are doing something wrong, hold them accountable. How about that? You can word that however you want to. Use those semantic powers you got. But that's the reality of it. Hold them accountable. Anyways. What's up, Cheeky Chops? What's up, Parabellum? Happy Freedom. Dave, Jack's now a jackass. You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. Hey, I appreciate you being here, Ink Scars. Do not work too hard. It's actually cooled off today. I feel like I've been sweating and dying for the last week. Hopefully it's cool where all of you guys are. Oh, I try break a leg. I try. What is this? What is this, hair juicer? Obviously, this is a post from John Deere on X. Our customers trust and wait a minute. Our customers' trust and confidence in us are the utmost importance to anyone at John Deere. We fully intend to earn it every day in every way we can. But what are they talking about? They must have did something bad and they're trying to roll it back. I don't know. Too much for me to read right here in this moment, but I think I heard something about them talking that shit, not about President Trump, but they were, you know, other things, I'm sure. So it sounds like they're rolling it back. It seems like that's what all of them are doing. You know, all these companies that were doing DEI and all that, they seem to be rolling it back. Alistair, so did Microsoft. Yeah, see, yeah, they're rolling it back because they know they're catering to the wrong people. They didn't know until they found out, but you know, it is what it is. Like I said, we go in one direction and then we hit the wall and we realize we don't like it, and then we just start going in the other direction. We become really liberal, like in the 60s where everybody was hippies and doing drugs and having sex out in the open. Right? And then we hit the wall, and then we start going back in the other direction, and people start getting tough as nails and hating each other and totalitarian and authoritarian and all of that. And then we're like, nah, that ain't good. We need to go back this way. And that's what we do. That's what we do. And so we were just face into the wall, going in the lefty path. And then they were transing kids and doing all this other terrible shit. And people are like, you know, that's probably not okay. Let's start going this way. And things are looking a lot more red around here. And then what happened on Saturday? If the election was today, President Trump would win by a landslide. It would be too big to rig. And unfortunately, the election's not today. So hopefully people keep that energy all the way till November. So anyways, we're going to get into this next one. Let me see. This next one is an interesting video because it's talking about President Trump blasting Biden on reports that he supports the Supreme Court reform. Like I said, this is kind of ironic because Biden was saying that President Trump wanted to participate in 2025, the scary project the blue team's always talking about, which was based around President Trump making changes to the federal government. Well, after 2 weeks of promoting that nonsense, Joe Biden's going to participate in it. Apparently, he wants to change the Supreme Court, and we're going to hear about it. It's just interesting and ironic. So anyways, make sure you hit that like button over on Rumble. What the fuck just happened to my page? What just happened? Hold on a second. I'm having a day today. I got a page that's got 13 links on it and it's gone. Holy, the day I'm having. Let's try this again. Now that I've closed all the damn screens I need. Once again, this is Trump blasts Biden's reported support for Supreme Court reforms.
Biden is weighing making some major changes to the U.S. Supreme Court, including putting term limits on justices. That first reported by the Washington Post. Well, the president has long resisted calls to reform the high court, but growing outrage among Democrats about recent opinions and ethics controversies has him reconsidering. And News Nation's Alina Shirazi is live from D.C. So, Alina, what do we know so far about his proposal?
Anna, good morning. Well, we know this would mark a huge change for President Biden, or any president for that matter. He has so far, we know, refused calls to change the Supreme Court, but we know that could change very soon in the coming weeks. The president plans to support establishing term limits for justices and calling for a constitutional amendment to end presidential immunity as well as immunity for other office holders. He's also proposing an enforceable ethics code for justices, among other changes there, but the potential changes to the judicial system come as Democrats grow increasingly angry over multiple high-stakes rulings and ethics scandals involving Justices Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito. We know since Biden was elected, the Supreme Court made several landmark decisions, including overturning Roe versus Wade, ending affirmative action in college admissions, and killing Biden's student loan forgiveness program, to name a few. And most recently, the court's recent ruling on presidential immunity. Regarding the Supreme Court's conservative, President Biden looking to mobilize voters during the NAACP convention Tuesday. So here's a part of that.
The next president of the United States could appoint 2 or more justices to the Supreme Court. Just imagine. I know the stakes. Folks, my vision for the future will continue to be all about working people in this nation.
And former President Trump, who appointed 3 Supreme Court justices, blasting the reported legislation, saying in part, the Democrats are attempting to interfere in the presidential election and destroy our justice system by attacking their political opponents, me, and our honorable Supreme Court. And we know any changes to the Supreme Court would need congressional support, of course, which makes it quite a long shot there, Anna. But separately, we also know lawmakers are working on bills that would create term limits and deal with ethics concerns. Anna.
It could really reshape the future. Thanks so much, Alina.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
I just realized I had the beats on the whole time. My bad. Didn't mean to do that. Anyways, I think it's really ironic. I know I've been saying that a lot, but it is when he's been saying, oh, you got to be real scared of Project 2025. President Trump's going to get into office, and then by 2025, they're going to have this agenda to change the federal government and blah, 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 and communism's coming and all this stuff and whatever, whatever. But then Biden tries to do exactly that, and then the reporters say, well, even though he wants to do it, chances are he's not going to be able to, because that kind of shit has to go through Congress. He can't just do it. He has to go through the proper steps. Oh, you mean just like if they were going to do Project 2025, it couldn't just happen because they would have to go through Congress? Oh, really? Oh, damn. So maybe we shouldn't be that scared of Project 2025. You know, like, fuck. The lies and lies and lies. It's like a Dr. Seuss book. It's just the lies, lies, and lies. It's coming out. All the truth is coming out. The normies are waking up. The normies are waking up. Once the shots were fired, I think the normies are like, yo, something's going on. Like, because I wonder if they feel partially responsible. They hear Biden, they hear KJP, they hear CNN and the rest of the fake news telling them, hey, you should hate President Trump. You should hate people that support him. You should do something about this, right? And then something happened Saturday. And I bet those normies out there heard that shit and they were like, damn, I wouldn't want that to happen to me. I wouldn't want that to happen to someone I care about. And I've been sitting here wishing bad things on these people. And now that something bad almost happened and did happen, now I feel bad. And normies have feelings. It's the people on Capitol Hill that are lizard people. Normies have feelings. That's why the news uses fear to control them, because their feelings are on their sleeve. And so obviously not all of them felt that way, because we got protesters and people that are like, oh, shouldn't have missed and durka and saying a bunch of stupid shit. But I bet there's normies out there that were like, yo, I was wishing bad things on these people, and now that I see it firsthand, I don't want that to happen. I don't want to live in a world where people want that, and that's red pilling all of them. On top of what Amber Rose did on day one of the RNC, going out there and saying, hey, the media's lying to you. People are saying he's racist. He's not a racist. He's a good guy, and you should look into it. I'm telling you, that truth is coming out. It is coming out. Next up we have Making America Safe Again starts with the southern border. I guess that's part of the story, because the main part of it that I was focusing on is the part where Biden calls for a gun ban because of what happened Saturday. We knew that was going to happen. We knew that they were going to use this shooting on Saturday as an excuse to go and ban guns and whatever. And they're right there talking about it. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat and see what you hooligans think about the Supreme Court situation. Oh yeah, happy birthday to you, Guess Some Jay. I just remembered. I hope today kicks ass for you, Guess Some. Thank you for sharing some of your birthday with us. Heck yeah, I love birthdays. Birthday goat. Happy birthday, Guess Some Jay. Mr. Beansy Beans. Dropping Camilla in the chat. That's her interview face. Cassandra, I'm surprised her face isn't permanently stuck like that. It gets stuck, but they just bang it around a little bit and it goes back to normal. That's how it goes. It's a little bit. Just give her a little face banging and it goes a long way. Happy freedom, Donna Sparks. I said hello to all of you guys, but you couldn't hear me because technology is so great. Donna Sparks, your birthday's today too? Well, happy birthday to you, Donna Sparks. I hope today kicks ass for you, and thank you for hanging out with us on your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Heck yeah. 21 again, right? Badass. Appreciate you, Donna Sparks. What's up, neighbor guy? Happy freedom to you. Mandela with the birthday wishes. You're awesome. What's up, Ting Ting? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Mary Todd? Mary Todd. How about that? We don't want violence, period, and not happening to their side and not happening on their side. Yeah, exactly. It's really frustrating when the people who cause all the problems go on TV and go, we need to stop causing problems as a nation. Like, well, it's you guys doing it. Like, what are you talking about? But they're disingenuous, That's their whole deal. Deny, lie, cheat, and steal. Blue Team Handbook. And their followers. They're all about that shit. Sly Dog, a California 10-round magazine would allow for the 8 shots before the nut was silenced. Yeah, Sly Dog. You're right. You're right. Even California laws couldn't have changed what happened. Guess you're getting all the birthday wishes on Rumble. Terry, I think Trump will pardon James Field this time around. Nope, judge a man by his fruits. I don't even know who that is, Terry. Who is James Field? It's hard to say who Trump's going to pardon. I still don't like the way that Epstein Island interview went. I showed you guys and it made a lot of people mad. And if I was a grifter and an opportunist, I wouldn't bring stuff like this up, but I'm a truther, and so here we are. During that Fox Business interview, they had said, are you going to release the files from that one day in New York where there was towers and they got hit? I can't talk about it because it's fucking YouTube, but you know what I'm talking about. We're supposed to remember unless, the Pentagon comes out and says, oh no, you're an extremist if you remember that one big scary day in early 2000. Anyways, they asked President Trump, would you release the information, the classified documents, the classified information about what happened the day the towers were hit? He's like, yeah. And they were like, okay, but what about the JFK stuff? Would you release that stuff? He's like, yeah, I already did. I released a lot of it, and I'll release all of it. They were like, what about the Epstein documents? He was like, yeah, well, maybe. I don't know, because, there's a lot of publicity. There's a lot of reputations on the line with that. So maybe not the Epstein stuff, but definitely the JFK stuff. And what about those J6ers? And then turn the whole conversation to the J6ers. And I was like, no, fuck those reputations. You need to put out that Epstein stuff. Don't lean back from that. We want that stuff. Put that out there. And a lot of people speculated maybe it was to protect the victims. We're going to let the monsters roam free to protect the victims? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Imagine if the cops did that, right? You got a loved one got raped. Bad guy gets away. And you're like, hey, we need to put this on the news so everyone knows to watch out for the bad guy. And the police are like, we got to worry about the reputation of the victim. Nah, we're not going to tell people who the bad guys are. It's not good. People would be pissed. And so I don't really like that happened. We'll see how it goes. It's not changing my vote, but I didn't like how that happened. So I'm really interested to see how things go once he's in office. It's hard to say who he will pardon, what he will declassify, stuff like that. What got my vote is that he wants to fix all my problems on the first day. He wants to close the border, kick dudes out of women's sports, locker rooms, bathrooms, all that shit. He wants to prevent kids from being transed and all the other things that he talks about every rally that he's been doing for 4 years. He's been rallying for 4 years. That's what got my vote. I do question that Epstein stuff, but it's really hard to say all the choices he's going to make when all we can do is predict it, So the best thing to do, in my opinion, is to back the Orange Eagle. He's got our best interest in mind. Vote for him in November, even when it's going to be cold and rainy, and that we're gonna have problems with the machines. It's inevitable. It's the blue team way, and so we got to make sure we go out there in November, vote for the Orange Eagle, get him in office, and make America great again. What's up, Grey Wolf? Happy freedom. Let's read through and we'll get on to this next one. True Slinger. No, this is a MXL 990. This is actually only $100 microphone from, I almost said Right Side Broadcasting, not Right Side Broadcasting, from Musician's Friend. I've had this microphone for 9 years, I think, and I've used it so much, and it sits here 24 hours a day. I don't put a bag on it or anything like that, and it still sounds this way. Definitely worth $100. This is a Gen 1. I think they're on Gen 6 or something like that now, but definitely worth the $100. Which is really cheap if you've never, for anybody that's never bought a microphone, $100 might sound like a lot. It's not. There's microphones out there for $25,000, $50,000, $100,000 microphones. $100 is nothing for a mic. Oh, I appreciate you, Pumpkin. Thank you for the compliment. So we're going to get on this next one. This is Making America Safe Again. Starts at the southern border. Again, that's not the part I'm focusing on. I'm focusing on the part where Biden calls for a gun ban because of the attempt that happened on Saturday. So I'm going to get this pulled up, but I also want to remind you guys, if you would like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or on jeffmaclive.com. That way you, hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. So drop what you got and we'll shout you out as we're making Saturdays more fun. I started reading something else. I need to improve my schedule here. Anyways, we're going to get right into this. As I said, it is titled Making America Safe Again, starting at the southern border, but the part that got my interest was the gun ban talk about old man Walter and all of that. So let's get this rolling, and don't forget, hit that like button over on Rumble.
Using Trump's assassination attempt, not to call for unity, but to push his radical agenda. Watch this.
An AR-15 was used in the shooting of Donald Trump. This was an assault weapon that killed so many others, including children. It's time to outlaw them. I did it once and I will do it again.
Senator, what the hell is wrong with this man? I'm sorry. That you have an assassination attempt on an American president. You shot his ear, and you want to go to a political agenda about banning guns? Something is really wrong with this party and this president.
Yeah, Sean, first of all, you deserve combat pay here, for it's so loud. We missed, it wasn't digging being here. But I think we have to think about destiny and providence that's got President Trump through this. I have no idea what planet Joe Biden is coming from. We do have a mental health epidemic in this country. Glad to come back on the show and talk about that with you sometime. But I think meanwhile, let's make America safe again. Let's make America secure again. It starts at our southern border, and then we fund the police. My dad was a police officer. We need to fully support the police officers as well. And get Donald Trump back. We need a new sheriff in town. We need Donald Trump at the head of the ship here.
And, you know, taking guns away from law-abiding citizens is not the answer. Taking guns away from radicals is, and especially protecting presidents from would-be assassins. I want to move to this because Chuck Schumer, the senator from New York, his office announcing there will be an unclassified briefing. All senators call tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time about the Trump shooting. The briefing will be conducted by the DOJ, the Secret Service, and the FBI. Fox is also told there are efforts to get a House-wide briefing together as well. So, Senator, again, you're a House guy. Do we have briefings set up in the House? And again, I'll go to Roger on this a little bit later, but what do you expect? Are you going to get a level from our Secret Service, our Department of Justice on what's going on with this investigation?
Well, I'm highly doubtful, but I'm sure that the Speaker, as well as for other chairmen, are going to request this. And I think that we certainly should have a briefing on what just happened, whether it be the massive security breach that's the largest in decades, whether it be the complete negligence on behalf of whoever was trying to coordinate the security protection methods. And remember, Sean, I ran counter sniper teams for the Department of State for many years, for foreign dignitaries, for Condoleezza Rice, for then Vice President Joe Biden. The level of failure to this leads me to intent. And I have to investigate every single piece of this. And I think a J13 style commission to investigate this is as warranted, if not more, than when the Democrats tried to yell for a J6 style committee.
Yeah, I think that's 100% right. And Senator, this is going to be an unclassified briefing. I think a lot of Americans are concerned about the lack of information that's come out in regard to the investigation. But I think as a Senate, you should have a full briefing, but it should be even a classified briefing. You should get all the details about what happened here.
Yeah, I think tomorrow's phone call is just a on the surface type of something just to check the box. We do in the Homeland Security Committee. We are planning having a full hearing and investigation next week, and I think that's where we'll get towards the truth.
And will you be leveled? What do you think? Are they going to come clean and say, "Listen, this is what we did right. These are all the things we did wrong. This is what we have to do to change in our procedures to make things safe again for our presidents and our candidates."
Well, I sure hope so. I think there's so many videos out there, and there's so many obvious problems here. We have a president of the former president of the United States missed being killed just by literally 2 millimeters, probably. So we hope they do, and I've got confidence that we're not going to stop till we find the truth.
Corey Mills, you think this investigation has to be expanded? You think there's a potential, not just failures, but you think there was potential intent as well?
Well, I'm not as confident as a senator or others that we're actually going to get a true classified briefing that's going to give us the details. Look, we've got the director of the Secret Service who's trying to claim that the roof had too much of a pitch on it to place someone on there and it was going to be unsafe. Yet we had a person on there for 26 minutes where 2 individual people had actually confirmed their whereabouts of the shooter, and then a law enforcement officer who was a local law enforcement officer who had accessed the roof and came up when the rifle was actually pointed at him, and he then retreated. Again, I go to the individual failures. Why was there not an emergency coordinated comms section that he could have yelled, "Shoot on the roof, shoot on the roof," even after he had descended, to get the president off the stage? Why is 160 yards, which is a 1.6-inch grouping on your average rifle at a Walmart, why was that able to get in there 160 meters away, adjacent to a stage, and yet not in their perimeter? These is massive things that we need to investigate.
And hopefully our law enforcement agencies are going to do that. But if not, hopefully you all will do the work to make sure America knows what happens here. Roger Marshall, Corey Mills, thanks for being with me. We appreciate it, and enjoy the convention.
Thank you, Sean.
Well, I have no confidence that we'll actually know the truth of what happened on Saturday. But we all called it. We knew that Old Man Walter would go out there and use that as an excuse to talk about gun bans. How un-American. How un-American. That's how you know where we are as a society. If they'd have tried this shit like 200 years ago, to come back and just be like, hey, we're thinking about banning guns, people would be like, what do you mean? That's part of what makes us America. You don't want us to be America anymore? And as soon as the majority starts thinking that kind of stuff, they've lost the reins. But everybody's so soft and stupid thanks to our education system that the person sitting in the White House comes out and goes, hey, we need to take away one of the things that make us Americans. And there's people that support it. Like, if you're scared of guns, you're pretty un-fucking American. And anybody who wants to ban guns isn't an American, not in my opinion. That's the same thing as denouncing your citizenship. When you talk about forfeiting all of our rights because you're fucking scared, that's pretty un-American. That is pretty un-American. Could you imagine if Hitler was out there trying to take over the world and Americans are like, I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm not doing it. We'd be speaking fucking German right now. Of course, people feel fear. It keeps you alive. But to take away your own rights and the rights of others out of fear? Nah. No. That's being pathetic. There is a difference. Anyways, next up we have summary of JD Vance. It's titled What This Means for Voters. Who is JD Vance? Why Trump Nominated Him for VP. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about JD Vance, and I'm trying to learn about him. You guys have been providing me with details over the last few days, trying to inform me in different directions, lots of different directions. People who don't like him tell me why. People who do like him tell me why. This is a fairly balanced summary, in my opinion, based off all the things I've heard so far. And I assume there's other people out there that don't know who JD Vance is. So we're going to cover this summary of him, try and get an idea. I'm sure it's biased to some degree, but I thought it was kind of balanced. So I figure we'll cover it, and we'll be going after that right after we read through the chat. Turbo, yeah. Happy freedom to you, Turbo. Hey, I appreciate you being here, Annette. Be safe out there. What's up, Tom? Happy freedom. Oh, you're doing the water pump on a Tahoe? You be safe. You deserve a beer afterwards if you be drinking that beer, because, man, working on Tahoes, that's something else. I used to have a family member that had a Tahoe, and they were always working on it. They were always working on it. I'd go out there, and he'd be elbows deep under the hood. Like, you need a beer? He's like, I need two. I'm like, yeah, I'll be back. Breeze by you, too much of a pitch. Yeah, I keep seeing images of the pitch of the roof that the shooter was on, and then the roof that the Secret Service was actually on. And people are like, they're not even that much different. Like, why was Secret Service on the one roof, but they couldn't be on the other one because the pitch was too steep when the pitch was very much like the roof they were already on? Like, everything that they've come out with since Sunday and onward has been bullshit. Like, I mean, you know, whoever can believe whatever, but I don't believe it. I'm hearing all this information, none of it makes any kind of sense. Like, none of it makes sense. Especially if you've been sitting here every day watching the Biden administration and the fake news going after President Trump every fucking day. Every day. Like, every single day they've been going after him the whole time I've been a live streamer. And now all of a sudden they're like, hey, it was those guys over there. Yeah, sure it was. They're trying to blame Iran right now. Quietly, but efficiently. They're not real loud about it, but there's articles everywhere. I'm not seeing a lot of videos, but I'm seeing shit tons of articles where they're trying to blame Iran for all of this stuff. It's the same thing with the water tower thing. Everyone's like, oh, the shooter was on the water tower. That doesn't even make sense. Like, it doesn't even make sense. When you look at it from a top-down view, like on Google Maps and shit, it doesn't make sense that the shooter would have been on the water tower. The angle's wrong. Like, the angle's, there's just no way. The people in the stands wouldn't have got shot if the shooter was aiming from the water tower. None of that makes sense. There's a video of the crowd where you see a guy drop, and like gas coming off on the end there. It's like you can see the stands and it's full of people, and there's like a gas thing that goes off here and a body that drops, and it's like this at the same time. And people are like, oh, there's two shooters and da da da. I don't think so. I think the bullet passed through the guy and hit the hydraulic on the outside of the stand. That's why you're seeing two things happen at once. I don't think there was a shooter in the crowd. I don't think there was a shooter in the other direction. They do this on purpose so people will question what happened and therefore not believe any of it. And so they're blurring the lines. That's what it is. They're blurring the lines. They're saying Iran did it. They're saying there was multiple shooters. They're saying the shooter that you're seeing isn't the real shooter, and there was other shooters. And like, you'll never know. All I know for sure is it was connected to the fake media and the Biden administration, because they've been going after President Trump forever. For the last 4 years and probably even longer, right? But these people have been going hard ever since old man Walter got into office, and now they want you to look the other way. They're like, oh no, it's so obvious that it's us and the media. We're going to blame Iran. And some people believe it, but I don't. I can't watch the cat chase the mouse for 4 years and then have the cat go, it was the dog that did it. Yeah, sure it was. And even if it was the dog, the cat influenced the dog over 4 years of chasing the mouse, right? So no matter what, it comes back to the cat. And that's where we are on things. That's the whole damn sandwich. Turbo Biden needs to take his dusty ass on. You ain't wrong. Snooks, I can't send Rumble rants. I've tried 4 times. Snooks. I don't know. Rumble's giving us a day today. I don't know what's going on. Just got to survive the live. That's all I got on the menu. Survive the live. Mr. Beansy Beans. This woman, cop person, whatever she is, I don't know what she's going to work as from here on out, but it better not be security. Famous. It's a pretty famous woman for not knowing what her name is. Officer Fuck Up. Well, I appreciate you, Snooks. No worries. Mr. Beansy Beans, they mentioned something about some of the water tower. I don't know. It's a lot of it is speculation, but like I said, from here on out, they're going to keep pouring shit on top of it until you don't even know what you saw anymore. You know, and that's the overall goal, is to question what you watched live. We were here live. And now at this point, we're like, well, maybe it was this, maybe it was that. We were more certain when it happened than we are 5 days later, you know? And that's because of the blurring of the lines. These aren't answers they're giving us. They're questions. They're making us question what happened. We saw it. We saw what happened. You know, the details are blurred. They're not getting better. They're getting worse. You know, like we're going to cover a story here in a little bit about how the parents called the police on Saturday to say that their son is missing and they're concerned. That's it, though. Nobody knows anything else. They only know that. Oh, well then why is it coming out today? Why didn't they tell us that Saturday? Why didn't they tell us that Sunday? Why didn't they tell us that Monday? You know what I mean? Like, why today do we find out there's a 911 call before the shooting happened? Because the story don't make sense. Because they got to keep dumping the bullshit on. That's why. Because it's fucking fake. This shit is fake. Your mom was a hamster. The FBI is worthless at best. Yeah. They're all brown coats. That's what it is. These government agencies, they're working for the White House. And right now, we got somebody corrupt in the White House calling the shots. I've been saying that ever since Saturday. Biden has been calling the shots. That's as fucking accurate as you could talk about what's happening in America right now. And so, Miss Jamie, happy freedom. Sly Dog, that lady couldn't holster her pistol. Honey Boo Boo all grown up. You're not wrong, Sly Dog. She was struggling too when she's like, all right, fuck it. Can't get it in the holster. Just forget about it. Sad. It is sad. What's up, late to work? Happy freedom. Terry's over here trolling. like a little bitch. DeMarquis MK Ultra MAGA. I haven't heard that one yet. The MK Ultra MAGA. That's what they're selling. They're like, yeah, he was a Trump supporter. That's why he shot at him. Like, come on, man. This is so stupid. Oh, let me see. Terry, are you making threats in the chat? It's not wise to bet against a hooligan. Lisa, somebody told me he used fake blood. Just can't believe how stupid people are. I saw that too. People are like, nah, it's not real. The blood on his face was dry. You don't even know when the picture was taken. Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't know. And I think when you put too much thought into these goofy details that really don't matter, it's a sign. You know, it's a tell that the information you're given is strategic. Who cares about the blood on his face? You know, the reality is who the fuck did he work for? You know? And I'm not even really stuck on the face of the guy. That could be anything. That could be anybody. Remember when the shit happened in the blue and yellow country? And it was the beginning of the Freedom Convoy here in America, and the Canadian convoy had just ended what they were doing. And the very next day, Russia invaded that other place and whatever. I got to watch how I talk about this. But anyways, remember when that first started and all the news was coming out saying, oh, this is happening. Oh, that's happening. Watch this video or watch that video. And then people were like, hey, that video is actually a video game. That's the movie scene of a video game. We have the game. It's this. And then there was other people who were like, that's footage from another country. That's not Russia or the blue and yellow country. Like this footage is from 2016. This footage is from 2010. You know, and then they had to come out and apologize. These fake news networks had to come out and go, oh yeah, sorry, that was a wrong clip. My bad. And it's like, you guys are just taking random footage that you have and you're just sticking it on the TV, claiming it's something else. So, picture of a dead guy's face. Well, considering how many humans there are on the planet, I bet there's lots of those. So it'd be very easy to just stick that on the screen and go, that's the shooter. I mean, it's that simple, you know. It's really hard to understand what's happening, and I don't think we'll ever know the truth. I just don't. Look at the towers being hit. We have an idea of what happened. I don't think we'll ever know the truth. That was 25 years ago, you know? So, anyways, we'll get on to this next one. This is a summary of J.D. Vance. As I stated, I don't know a lot about J.D. Vance. You guys have been informing me on him, the good, the bad, and the otherwise. But I thought this was a fairly balanced review of him. And for anybody else that doesn't know J.D. Vance, this will be worthwhile for them too. So anyways, once again, this is Who is J.D. Vance? Why Trump nominated him for VP. And don't forget, hit that like button over on Rumble.
J.D. Vance has had a meteoric rise in the Republican Party. From a best-selling author and never-Trumper in 2016...
I'm a never-Trump guy. I never liked him.
...to winning a U.S. Senate seat at age 38. And now, he's former President Donald Trump's running mate.
Elect Donald Trump in 2024. God bless you, sir.
Vance is very much a creature of the new Republican Party that Trump has shaped in his image. By picking Vance, Trump is showing he's doubling down on this MAGA agenda. It's a full-throated, populist, national conservative ticket.
Here's why the Trump-Vance ticket is a big deal for the future of the MAGA movement and the GOP. J.D. Vance first catapulted to fame in 2016 after he published his memoir, Hillbilly Elegy. The book detailed his experience growing up poor in Rust Belt, Ohio, and making it to Yale Law School. It was a smash hit and became a Ron Howard-directed movie in 2020.
I know I could have done better, but you got to decide. You want to be somebody or not?
We're trying to paint this white nationalist movement as a movement primarily of poor and working class Americans, when the truth is that the alt-right is actually led by better educated and frankly pretty well-to-do people.
In his initial foray into the public spotlight, Vance was very much anti-Trump. His book made clear that he was a conservative. Many people latched onto it as an explanation for Trump's sort of surprise success in the Republican Party and then in the election.
When Vance launched his campaign for the Senate in 2021, his stance on Trump underwent a big shift.
I obviously didn't fully appreciate the president's appeal in 2016.
Yeah, he said some bad things about me, but that was before he knew me, and then he fell in love.
He even described himself to me in one interview as a flip-flop flipper on Trump, saying that he had similar policy views but was against Trump as a person until he realized that Trump was advocating for the policies that he supported.
While running for Senate, Vance was one of several pro-Trump candidates in the primary. But in one debate, Vance was the lone candidate to oppose a NATO-enforced no-fly zone over Ukraine, and that caught the eye of Trump's inner circle.
What a no-fly zone, it sounds nice, like we asked the Russians not to fly planes over Ukraine. What it means in practice is American Marine Corps pilots, Air Force pilots, and Navy pilots getting in dogfights with Russian jets. Which the problem with that is it's not in our vital national interest.
That impressed Donald Trump Jr., and he began advocating for Vance's candidacy, including with his father.
Trump's unique brand of conservative politics has been reshaping the core tenets of the Republican Party since he was elected in 2016, like tighter borders and a retreat from the world stage. He's changed the GOP so much that the Republican National Committee recently revamped its platform to a new, stripped-down version, one that focuses more on Trump himself than on specific policy decisions.
Trump has been changing all of those stances to the point where many older Republicans feel it's no longer recognizable. At the same time, a movement has arisen in Trump's image that believes in his policies and believes that the Republican Party should be reshaped in his image.
Believers in this movement, referred to as the New Right or National Conservatives, take Trump's impulses and turn them into doctrine. Vance has become one of their leading voices.
The American people, again, they need people who put the interests of their own citizens first, of our own citizens first. And that's what this entire movement is all about. And I think that's what the Trump presidency will be about if we give him another shot, as I expect that we will.
When Trump selected Mike Pence to be his running mate, that was a pick very much intended to reassure Republican voters. Pence, being a traditional conservative, an evangelical Christian, was someone
You pronounced traitor wrong.
who saw Trump as sort of an arriviste in their party, could look at Pence and say, all right, that's someone I can trust. Fast forward to 2024, it's clear that Trump no longer sees a need to share power with that wing of the Republican Party.
Right after Trump's attempted assassination in July, Vance was one of the first Republicans to publicly cast blame at the Biden campaign for the shooting. As Republicans unite around the Trump-Vance ticket after the July 13th attack, Democrats remain in disarray following President Biden's disastrous debate performance in June. Biden has vowed to stay in the race despite continuing calls from fellow Democrats to step away from his place at the top of the ticket.
I think there's a whole pool of voters there in the center of the electorate who really are not being spoken to by either candidate because of the way these tickets have shaped up.
Senators Marco Rubio from Florida and Tim Scott from South Carolina were also contenders on Trump's VP shortlist. Both could have appealed more to minority voters, something that Trump has historically struggled with. Choosing Vance allows Trump to shore up support among the white working class.
Ohio is also part of the Rust Belt, and the most crucial states in this election are those Rust Belt states. That white working class vote is a vote that is also very crucial throughout those Rust Belt battlegrounds. There is a hope by some of Vance's backers and some on Trump's team that he could potentially galvanize those voters even more than Trump already does to juice Republican turnout in those states.
What was the Russia collusion hoax? It was about destroying Donald Trump. This ridiculous New York fraud case, it's about destroying the guy's wealth before he re-enters the Oval Office.
Good. It's good to see you, man. Thank you.
He is really a bet on the future as well, a bet on the future of the Republican Party and a bet on the future of the populist conservative movement. Trump would never say he's anointing a successor, but Vance was decades younger than the other potential picks that were under consideration for vice president. And in choosing such a young person to be on the ticket with him, there's an unavoidable implication that Trump has sort of chosen an heir, chosen someone to take the mantle of that MAGA movement and go forward with it, whether it's as a future president himself or simply as someone who is poised to exert great influence in the Republican Party, continuing to shape it along those populist conservative lines for years or potentially decades to come.
Well, we'll see how it turns out. Like I said, I had been receiving quite a bit of information from all of you guys, mostly tweets, old tweets that he's said and videos of him and stuff like that, but I hadn't really seen much official footage of him speaking, being interviewed, things like that. And there was quite a bit of that in that video, so I figured that we could watch it and learn a little bit about who JD Vance is. We'll see how it goes. I remember President Trump was saying, I think it was during an interview, that he would be picking a VP that he thought would be a good president themselves. And so now we know that it's JD Vance. And so now I'm kind of looking at him in the perspective of President Trump thinks this guy could be president one day, that he has what it takes to be president one day. And so now I'm keeping an eye on him to see if I agree with that opinion. You know, would JD Vance be somebody I may vote for in the future? And that's how I'm looking at JD Vance from here on out, because President Trump made those statements. And so that's just my opinion and how I'm perceiving all of this. But either way, we're going to hop in the chat and see how you guys think about all of this. But next up, we have Kamala Harris releases video reaction to JD Vance being chosen as the GOP VP nominee. I don't know who writes all these damn titles, but there's something else. Anyways, we're going to hop in the chat and then we'll hear from Harris, and, you know, she's going to tell you guys, be real scared. Be real scared, JD Vance and all that. Live review, we need someone young to encourage more young people to stand up for America. Absolutely, Live review. Yep. People need to understand that they could be involved in politics too. That's why the deleting baby situation is actually a good one. I know Blue Team doesn't understand that. They're like, oh no, they did away with whatever, and now it's up to the states whether or not you can delete babies. Well, yeah, but you live in a fucking state. Speak to your representatives. Pass some legislation. Have the state reflect your beliefs. It's so much easier to get the state to hear you than to get the federal government to hear you. That's why this is a good thing. You can make your state represent your beliefs. Way easier than having the federal government do it, but they want everyone else to do what they want. They don't want to get up themselves and go do it. I mean, nobody does. Nobody wants to go play politics, not unless you're already wealthy and shit and you know you can benefit from it. People who care about America don't want to have to get involved in politics, but we need to, because look at how things are going. This is what it looks like when the regular average person doesn't get involved in politics. Things run like this. And so, yeah, having young people in politics will bring on young viewers. And young viewers will understand that if they want the country to reflect their beliefs, they're going to have to get involved in politics. And that's just all there is to it. And right now we have too many people that just want everyone else to fix their problems. And they're like, no, you got to get involved. You have to. If your state doesn't represent what you believe in, then you need to get involved in legislation or move. One or the other. But these people out here screaming and crying and say, oh my God, they won't let me kill my baby. The power's up to you. If you want your state to reflect that, do something about it. If you don't want to do something about it, then fucking move. Like, I don't, what else is there? Crying ain't gonna do anything. It doesn't do anything. It just pisses off the people around you. Cats don't like it, I'll tell you that. Anyways, read through the chat. Mr. Beans, massive crowd in Alabama. What's going on in Alabama? Hair juicer, Illinois is red. Chicago just has 70% of the population. Yeah, that's how it is in Michigan too. Mr. Beans, I hope Vance makes Illinois, Wisconsin, and Michigan turn red. We'll see. I don't know anything about Vance, until this happened. Monday. when he was announced the VP. And all this time, I haven't seen Vance signs or shirts or hats or flyers or anything, you know? So I don't even know how Michigan feels about J.D. Vance. You know, I didn't even know how you hooligans felt about J.D. Vance until he was announced, you know? He just hasn't been in the spotlight, at least not for what we do. I haven't seen him at all. Snooks, I'm pro Vance. Trump knows what he's doing. I have confidence in President Trump. And like I said, he thinks that Vance has what it takes to be president one day. So I'm eager to see how it all turns out. RK, I found out that a bunch of people from my new job were at the Trump rally. That's crazy, RK. I'm glad that you're okay. That's such a crazy day. Such a crazy day. President Trump is supposed to be in Grand Rapids on Saturday, which is 2 hours away from me. And I want to go so damn bad. But I don't know that I can, because you have to get there like a day early and camp outside and do all this other stuff. And I don't know that I can do that. I am such a busy person. I don't know if I could take enough time off to go and do that. I'd have to leave like Friday afternoon and just wing it until we got inside. And I don't know. It scares the shit out of me, because who knows what'll happen, you know? And it's not that I'm afraid to go. It's that I don't have time to go. I don't have time. Like, I have days where I can't shower because I don't have fucking time. I have days where I can't shit because I don't have time. I went to sleep at 6:30 this morning because I work so fucking much. I slept 4 hours, and I do that on a regular basis because what I do I feel is important, and I have to work. I wouldn't even sleep if I could get around it. Sleeping, eating, showering, and shitting is an inconvenience to my work. That's how I live. Like, I live like that. And so as much as I want to go to a Trump rally, I don't even think I can do it. I just don't think I can even do it, you know? Snugs, President Trump will be speaking at 5 on Saturday. Thank you for letting me know, Snugs. Yeah, we will be covering it on Saturday. And then we have President Trump, who will be speaking Thursday, tomorrow, at the RNC. And it'll be the first time he spoke on stage since Saturday, and we'll be covering that as well. Oh, I appreciate you, Mr. Beansy Beans. Zero, do it for us. Well, you guys wouldn't even be able to see it. I'd have to record it. Because anytime you go live at a Trump rally, it just goes like dog shit because there's so many cell phones and all of that. If I was able to go, I would absolutely record it, though. I'd record the whole thing. We'd cut it up into the highlights, and the whole next day we would show it on the live. Mr. Beans Beans, I thought Trump expected to talk today at 5 p.m. on Right Side Broadcasting. Snooks. Oh, yeah. Hold on. I haven't heard anything about President Trump speaking today. Let me see. Just checking on this really quick. Mr. Beans Beans, where are you seeing this? Because, like, I'm looking at Right Side Broadcasting right now, and I don't see anything about President Trump speaking. I see the rally for the 20th. Oh, shit, I just clicked the wrong button. Well, either way, we'll have to look into it. Paul. Paul, I never leave home without my morning thing. Cigarettes, coffee, on the shitter, breakfast of champions. Yeah, Paul. I know, I wake up earlier so I could do that, but then I'd get less than 4 hours of sleep. So there's a lot of give or take going on. Silver Wolf, I'm still searching for the Fountain of Youth. It's really funny because for years, I've always thought that was wiener sauce. I've said that for fucking years. Just stare right into the Fountain of Youth. There's nothing but babies in there. My goodness, it's terrible. It's fucking terrible. Anyways. Saying that stupid shit for years. Rappy, take time for you. We will understand. I appreciate you, Rappy. But people don't understand. They don't. I pay dearly for those days I got to take off to go take the car to the shop or anything. The hate mail I get in response to that just makes me like not want to wake up in a day, you know? I could have the best day where I work my ass off and I'll still receive so many messages and emails of all the terrible things I do. And I'm just like, damn, I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. What kills me is the way that it makes me feel about me. That's the worst part about it. Your mom was a hamster. I had a ticket to go and had the day off. You should go. Mr. B. New, get involved in politics in Michigan, you get thrown in the pen for kidnapping the governor. Yeah, that's true, Mr. B. New. That's true. It is hard to get involved in politics if they don't want you in politics, because they'll string you up. They sure will. What's up, Plastic Quack? Happy Freedom. Oh, your mom was a hamster. You had a ticket for last Saturday. Holy. It's crazy. What a crazy day it was. Silver Wolf always wanted to wrestle an alligator. Go to Florida. They're just out there. When you go to Florida, they got birds as big as toddlers. And you're walking around, they come right up to you. And you got to be careful because the birds ain't going to get you. It's the alligators in the pond right next to the sidewalks and shit. Like, I can't tell you, like, how many times I've seen alligators walk around in Florida. I've been to Florida a lot. My grandpa used to have a house down there, and I'd go down there, hang out with him for a week, and then drive back to Michigan with him, you know, bringing all his stuff because he went to Florida in the wintertime every year. Big-ass alligators all over the place. You see more alligators than dogs in Florida. It's crazy. I've never wanted to wrestle one, though. Never wanted to wrestle one. They look like dogs, but they're not dogs. Don't go pet them. They're not dogs. Stoner, I feel you. Trump is 10 minutes away from me right now, but I can't afford an RNC ticket. I was wondering what they're charging, Stoner. Like, what does it cost to go to the RNC? I figured that was not a free trip. Your mom was a hamster. That's not fair, Jeff. Why must you work so hard? It's necessary. It's necessary. You know, if we grow big enough, I'll be able to have Saturday off too, and that would be fantastic. You know, but we can't. I'm still eating ramen noodles and canned food most of the time. You know, I can barely afford to live, and so obviously can't take a day off. Until I can afford to eat regularly on an everyday basis, I can't even think about taking time off. That's a sign that I need to keep working hard. Snooks, does my fussing at you for working too much help? Hell no, it doesn't. Well, Snooks, I mean, it makes me consider what time it is and stuff. Sam, that's what she said. Mm-hmm. Yes, she did. Twelfth man, I miss catching perch in Florida. Some good eating. I didn't even know Florida had perch. That's what people catch up here in Michigan. A lot of people like lake perch. I didn't even know there was perch in Florida. Lisa, how dare you? Yeah, I know. Nah, 12th man, that person's a fucking commie. That dude's an Antifa trash bag. I'm not surprised he was denied for a press pass. Too real, that's why you're a hooligan. Yeah. You're not wrong. I appreciate you, Devon. Happy freedom. Alright. Crikey, who said that? Is that RK? RK. Flipping through the pages, caught my eye there. Alright, we're going to get into Kamala Harris. I know everybody's moaning and groaning right now. I can hear it through the chat. It's only 44 seconds. It lasts longer than most of your boyfriends. You calm down. Calm down. It'll be fine. We're just going to hear Kamala Harris cackle on about J.D. Vance. I think she's just jealous she ain't had him in her mouth yet. There's always the future. But anyways, this is titled, Kamala Harris releases video reaction to J.D. Vance being chosen as GOP VP nominee.
Hey everyone, so Donald Trump has picked his new running mate, J.D. Vance. Trump looked for someone he knew would be a rubber stamp for his extreme agenda, and make no mistake, J.D. Vance will be loyal only to Trump, not to our country. And unlike Mike Pence, Vance said he would have carried out Trump's plan to overturn the 2020 election. He supports a national abortion ban and voted against protecting IVF. And if elected, he will help implement the Extreme Project 2025 plan for a second Trump term, which would target critical programs like Head Start and Medicare. But we are not going to let that happen.
Oh yes, 2025, where they're going to target Head Start and Medicare. Why are you talking about what other people want to do? What does that have to do with anything? So that means that if I just decided to write a blog post just saying crazy stuff, it's crazy stuff, we're going to do away with Congress, we're going to have kings and queens, we're going to start eating chihuahua and stuff like that, then Hyena Harris is going to grab my blog post and go, President Trump says he's going to do this. Like, so stupid. So stupid. They're so stupid. And especially while they're doing the same shit. Be scared of Project 2025. They want to change the federal government. By the way, we're making changes to the federal government. And like, stupid. Stupid. You can't tell on yourself and tell people to be scared at the same time. It just doesn't work. They're so bad at what they're doing right now. They were doing fine in 2020 when people were scared and locked in the house. But now that everybody's a little bit more free and a little bit more aware of the antics of the government, they're still trying to pull this same old, and it ain't working. It's not working. It doesn't even sound believable. Like, the only people that got to be listening to this is people who are not in control of themselves. They don't take care of themselves. They don't take care of others. They don't drive cars. They don't have jobs. Like, people who are living like children, people who are lowlifes, got to be the only people that are believing these individuals. Old man Walter talking, Hyena Harris talking, because everybody else has got too many problems, too many bills, and too much criminal activity going on to be believing the stupid shit. Be scared of a website. Be scared of this random website out there that's got random shit listed that they themselves say. They are not backing President Trump. They are not backing any party. They are not affiliated with anybody. They just created this agenda, and Biden's team is out here telling everyone to be scared of it and just sticking Trump's name on it. It doesn't have anything to do with Trump unless Blue Team is speaking. That's the only time. So stupid. So stupid. Anyways, after that, we have some shooter footage here, and I'm so tired of updates on the shooter, but it's necessary. So this first one is shooter seen roaming in the background of this video. Now, this was posted by Simon Atiba. We showed a Simon Atiba video yesterday. Simon Atiba is the I believe it's South Africa reporter. His journal that he posts to is for South Africa, I believe. It's not a skin color thing. It's where he's from. You can hear it in his accent. And I think he's an awesome dude. He tries really hard to get the truth out there. He speaks from the heart when he speaks. And they shut him down at the White House press briefing all the damn time. To the point where the last couple press briefings we've covered, he hasn't even been there, at least from what I've seen. And we've covered him 2 or 3 times where he's had to yell across the room at KJP for her biased behavior. And even calling her unfit for her job. And so anybody that's willing to stand up for the truth like that is A-okay in my book. And so I like Simon Atiba. I follow him on Twitter and stuff. And he posted this video. And at first I didn't know what it was. It looks like, I mean, you could tell it's at the crowd. But when you look in the background, you realize it's the shooter on the other side of the fence, away from the crowd, kind of like gauging the distance between where he is and where the stage is. And I believe he's standing in front of the building that eventually he had gotten on top of to make the shot and all of that. So that's coming up next. And then right afterwards is parents of Trump shooter called the cops the day of the rally. Now, I think all that's propaganda. But anyways, that's what's coming up next. Now, we're going to read through the chat really quick and see what you hooligans think about Hyena Harris and all of that. But we got the shooter details coming up next. And then we got some Matt Gaetz stuff that is good stuff. Hell yeah, Sam. Styling. Hope you're keeping cool out there. Just reading through the chat. Salty Ragu, all boobs are great. That's right, Salty Ragu. Live a review, even moobs. I don't know. I draw the line there. I draw the line there. Them man boobs, I don't like them. They had them at the White House lawn. Scared me. First time I turned away from titties ever in my life. It was like, holy. I didn't know that day was going to come. That's what she said. Cassandra, anyone else ever notice Kamala Harris's mouth is almost never completely closed? I'm sure there's some guys out there that notice that for sure. I think it's weird that she talks into her chest. So I have like this, I don't know, this part of my esophagus that's just missing, right? So there's supposed to be a part like right in here somewhere where it closes off your stomach to your esophagus. I don't have that. I was born without it, right? So there's a lot of times where I'm speaking and I'm getting winded and other things. So I make these weird body movements to try and breathe while I'm talking. But what I noticed that she kind of does the same thing, but she never comes out of it. She does a bunch of talking like this, and she's just like, yeah, be really scared of Project 2025. I'm like, why is she talking like that? Like, why are you got your chin into your neck like that? What is going on? I don't know. And anytime I see her in like on the house floor, it doesn't look like her. It looks like a dude in a mask, and she never opens her mouth. The last State of the Union address, it looked like her, but all the ones prior to that did not look like her at all. It looked like a dude sitting there with a mask on. I don't know. Anyways. Lewd review them flapjack titties as long as it ain't zipper tits. Soldier Ragu, don't ever do that again. That was a terrible Hyena Harris impression. I couldn't do it. I don't have the right mileage to try and do that impression there, you know. What we got going on over here? Thank you so much, Mandela, for the $20 donation on Rumble. You're a badass. Thank you so much. It says, make ramen noodles great again. I guess. Thank you, Mandela. You're awesome. Heck yeah. Screaming Eagle, can't wait for the VP's debate. What? The VP's debate? That's a thing? So, if everybody... It's funny because people assume I know everything about politics. I know shit about politics until the election got stolen. That was it. I was covering protests and riots and people shooting each other and stuff. I didn't care about the White House and what any of those people were doing. I had to learn that shit after the riots stopped. And so I don't know a lot about much unless it's happened in the last 4 years. I did not know that the VP's debate. I didn't know that was a thing. But I want to see it. I want to see that happen. Kamala Harris and JD Vance have talked, but they're yet to agree on terms for the VP debate. He's gonna tune her up. She ain't gonna be able to hang. She speaks forward and backwards all day. The wind blows and it's windy. And it's windy when the wind blows. I think that's all she says. There's nothing, just airhead talk. Well, I can't wait for that. Shit. I didn't know we had a VP debate coming up. Love it. I love it. Screaming Eagle, it's a thing. Hell yeah. We're covering that too. Melissa, she's nasally. I don't think I could talk about that. Some people feel that the Michigan accent is very nasally, so I probably sound really nasally to you guys. Here, people think I have a low voice, but to you guys, I probably sound like helium. It's hard to say. Pumpkin, I thought Camilla was hiding her neck from everyone because it looks like a hoo-ha. She probably was. She's like, eyes up here, buddy. Eyes up here. Stop looking at my hoo-ha neck. Mm-hmm. Plastic Quack. Of course, Snooks. I'm sure you're better looking than Jeff. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I agree. Wayward, it's the demon trying to break free. Even they don't like her. Yeah, they thought it was a good deal when she opened up. They're like, let us out. We want to go back to hell. It's terrible in here. Mm-hmm. DeMarquise, Harris has no gag reflex. That's right. That's the part of her esophagus that's missing. True story. Master Meatball, the wind blows, but the sails don't fill. Nope. Her curtains just blow in the breeze. That's it is. Her meat curtains flapping in the wind. Jenkins, do you think that Biden tried to put a hit on Trump? I mean, God, that sounds just like how a federal agent would talk, doesn't it? Just, I don't know, Jenkins. I'm gonna think on that. That's, something feels wrong about that. CW, what that turkey neck do, Camilla? Oh, I'm sure she'd been showing people that. She's like, let me do something that you've never had a lady do. Slobbing on with the neck. Giving you that neck for real. Nah. No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want no hyena Harris. God, just imagine what it smells like. The pH has been off for years. Anyways, we're getting to this next one. This is shooter seen roaming in the background of this video. I made that title. That's why it sounds like it makes sense. But I didn't know what we were looking at first. When I first saw this video, I didn't know what it was, right? I saw this. I'm like, okay, it's a baseball game. Maybe it's not a baseball game. What is this? Wasn't really sure. Now, it says on the screen 1 hour plus before shooting, crooks walking around, building, and looking up. So I got that and was like, okay, I don't know what you're talking about. As you see in the background, on the right side, there is an individual in gray, or appears to be gray, in the background. So we're going to play this video. It's very short, 7 seconds. We may even let it play a couple times. But it appears that that is the shooter in the background. He's obviously away from the crowd. He's on the other side of a fence. He's in front of a building, but now that I'm looking at it, I don't know that that's the building he was shooting from. It's hard to say. But anyways, it appears from his body language, in my opinion, that he was scoping out the shot and he was getting stuff ready. And so this is new footage that came out today. Once again, this is Simon Atiba that posted this. Simon from the White House. He's a White House correspondent. So anyways, let's get this rolling. So obviously it's a blurry ass video. We've had clearer videos of Bigfoot, but chances are that's the shooter scoping things out. Nobody doing anything about it because it seems like everyone was in on it. Anybody that could have stopped it from happening didn't. And they had multiple opportunities. So many opportunities. He had a rangefinder with him. He was flagged as he entered the event with a rangefinder in his hand. Nobody knows how he carried a ladder, 50 rounds, and a rifle a mile to the event. Nobody knows how that happened. Could have stopped him. Could have saw that. Could have stopped him. Didn't. Caught him with the rangefinder. Flagged him. Still didn't stop him. Cops saw him on the ladder. Had a gun pointed at him. Didn't stop him. People sitting there pointing fingers, telling the police and the Secret Service, hey, there's a guy on a building with a gun. Nobody stopped him. The snipers sitting there got him in the crosshairs, claiming that they didn't get the green light for it. Could have stopped him. Didn't fucking stop it. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Everybody must have been involved in that shit because there was so many times that they could have stopped him and they didn't. They just didn't. And everyone's like, oh, Secret Service, the whole thing. I think the whole thing was they wanted that to go differently. And it didn't work out. It didn't work out. I bet they got all kinds of gun ban shit all ready to go. I bet they assumed that that was going to be the doorway. That they were going to, something bad was going to happen to President Trump. They were going to say a bunch of sorries. And Monday morning, they were going to be cracking open that gun ban. They were going to say, this is necessary because it fucked up our whole election. And the normies might have fallen for it. Things didn't go that way. God intervened. He didn't let that happen. So now they're just scrambling and putting out as much goofy ass shit as this next story we're about to cover, which we're going to get right into it because it's all tied together. But they're dumping propaganda on all of us. And like I've been saying this whole live, is to blur the lines. We'll never know what really happened. So anyways, like I said, we're getting right into this next video. I believe it's propaganda, but you believe what you want. It's titled, Parents of Trump Shooter Called Cops the Day of the Rally. Again, could have stopped him. Didn't though. Let's get it rolling. Don't forget, hit that like button on Rumble.
That the Trump rally shooter, Thomas Crook's parents, were looking for him in the hours leading up to the shooting. We're now told they eventually called law enforcement to report that Crooks was missing, and they were worried. And they also were told, those parents are now being cooperative now with authorities, but they gave them the heads up that something's going on with our son. We are worried. We don't know the texture or the details of their concerns. So in other words, well, were they worried that he had a gun? Were they worried? What were they worried about? Were they worried that he was going to try to attempt to kill a sitting president and then go ahead and turn into an assassin and kill another person and injure 2 others? It was an attempted assassination on Trump, but he managed to murder anyway. Are we talking about that? What were they giving the cops a heads up about? This is the first time we are hearing this. We'll stay on the story and we will bring you the details, updates as we get them. Crook's parents were looking for him hours ahead of the assassination attempt on former President Trump's life. They were worried about him.
Yeah, so that's come out 4 hours ago. What day is it? It's Wednesday, ain't it? Wednesday. So they didn't know that? You guys didn't know that they called the police on Saturday? And you had to wait till Wednesday to tell us? Oh, that's no big deal. It's no big deal. Oh, Mom and Dad were worried. They were worried. Yeah. Couldn't tell us till Wednesday, though. Because it's true. It's a true story that didn't come out till Wednesday. Police were called before the shooting happened, Saturday. They had all fucking day Saturday to tell us, yeah, we knew that there was a potential threat. Nope. They didn't make that story up until yesterday. Oh, by the way, parents called the police on Saturday. Like, they did? You guys fucked up that much? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. They're like, oh, yeah, the staff and all that, the Secret Service, they messed up. Oh, the building across the way, yeah, they messed up. Oh, they flagged the shooter when he came in with the rangefinder. Oh, yeah, they messed up. Oh, they called the police, but they didn't do anything about it. Oh, he messed up. Oh, the cops saw him on the ladder, pointing the gun at him, but he didn't do anything about it. Oh, they messed up. Like, everyone messed up? Every person and every opportunity to stop it messed up? It just, what fucking luck? Damn, I wish I had luck like that. And his luck ran out, didn't it? Took those rounds to the face better than Hina Harris does. She takes loads to the face. Anyways, next up we have good energy from Matt Gaetz, taking a turn in a better direction here. We're all done talking about goofy ass bullshit and what happened Saturday. We know what happened Saturday. It was not good. Anyways, this next video from Matt Gaetz is over at the RNC. This was from yesterday. Matt Gaetz, a little aggressive to Speaker McCarthy. I kept trying to say Jeffries earlier. It's McCarthy, and it's a nice little interaction. Now it's short. It's not very long, and I mean that's what I told her. But anyways, this is Matt Gaetz and the Hodge twins posted this. That's how I came across it. But anyways, we'll cover that in a second. First, we're gonna read through the chat and see what you hooligans think about the shooter. The shooter. Salty Ragu, no one works on Saturday. Yeah. Apparently. Apparently. Breeze, why you so many lies with this story? Yeah. Yep. And it's nonstop. It's nonstop. They're blaming Iran. I'm trying to figure out how they're going to connect the kid to Iran. Maybe Thursday, Friday they'll figure it out. Maybe by Saturday, who knows? They're going to keep dropping details until people stop asking questions. These details. Zero, she just said the sitting president. Yeah, I heard that. Yep. I actually think that's the second time it happened today. I think there was another video where they also referred to President Trump as the sitting president. Breeze by you, they didn't bother to interview the parents? Yeah, it's weird how that works, isn't it? Dad bought the gun. Dad bought the gun. But nope, I'm not going to worry about the parents. That's only if a school shooting happens, not a presidential assassination attempt. You know? Like, come on, what do you think that was? A school shooting? No, it was only the president. You know, we're not going to talk to the parents. We're not going to get that figured out. It's all bullshit. The government doesn't like to talk about when their plans fail. They like to just blame it on others. Salty Ragu, it's my ruler. I'll say the numbers. That's right, Salty Ragu. I got a meme that I've had in my pocket since like 2019. I bust out on special occasions. And it's got this young boy's face that looks a lot like me. And he's kind of giving like these awkward eyebrows. And in the caption it says, "How come this ruler has a marking near 3.5 inches?" And the boy's just like, just kind of look like that. I'm like, me. That's me all day right there. Lid review, I'm surprised it wasn't Russia. I was surprised at that too, and I'm thinking they might have like a multi-step situation here. They might try and say like Iran is working with Russia, right? And it was a whole big scheme thing to bring on Thomas or whatever the fuck his name was, the shooter. And it's all elaborate together. You know, I feel like Alex Jones saying this shit. But I'm kind of surprised they didn't say Russia either, but knowing the government, it's the next step. They try to add a step in there, and you assume they're going to go right to Russia. Nah, we're going to throw Iran in there and then make it about Russia. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it turns out. Praised by you incredibly long. No. Nope. Snooks. I will check in just a second. Sam, that's what she didn't say. It's about time. It's about time. She's been saying a lot lately. Praised by you, they will slowly elevate the story. Yeah. By the end of it, it won't even be about President Trump anymore. It'll be about some other stupid side story. Thank you so much, Snooks, for that $50 donation on Rumble. I appreciate everything you do for all of us, Snooks. Thank you so much. It says, thank you for work at 24/7 for the lives and to keep the Hooligan family together, Jeff. Always lots of respect. You're awesome, Snooks. Thank you. Melissa made it to reply to Lib's post. Oh, yeah. Libs has been going crazy the last couple days. They're posting all kinds of stuff. Melissa, I got a Trump flipping the bird. Yeah. There's a lot. There's so many good memes and good videos coming out. I don't want to say because of what happened on Saturday, but just people showing love and supporting President Trump. It's badass. Mary Todd, texture and sitting president. Weird, Harris. Yeah, she's nice and stupid. I'm surprised she has so much confidence because it's all the news. Like, even Blue News is like, yeah, she's really dumb. I'm like, damn. I would not feel great if I had everybody walking around talking about how stupid I am. Nah, you know, that guy is a fucking idiot. And like, damn, that would suck. Like, I doubt she's sheltered like Old Man Walter. We know they got Old Man Walter held captive at the White House. He's a hostage in the situation. You know, the White House has got him just a little less than Stockholm Syndrome. They didn't make Biden accept his kidnapping. They told him he was president. That's what they did. But otherwise, he's pretty much kidnapped. They just tell him what to believe and what to think and what happened and what to hear and whatever. And it was written all over his face during the debate. Because President Trump would say some truth and Biden would go, what? Like, I've never heard that before. Yeah, because your staff doesn't let you hear reality. You really think 81 million people voted for you. You really think we support your goofy ass. We don't. Those people surrounding you are lying to you. And it wasn't until the debate that Old Man Walter actually heard some truth for the first time since he's been sitting in the Oval Office. DeMarquise, where's the public record of the call from the parents? Where's the recording? Where's the recording? How do they just tell us, oh yeah, they called the police. You guys didn't do a FOIA to get the recording? The Freedom of Information Act makes it so you can simply file a FOIA and get that recording of the 911 call. That's why the news plays them all the time, because it's public information. You just have to request it. And for some reason they didn't do that. Again, an assassination attempt on a president, and they couldn't even pull the 911 call? Yeah, it's not suspicious. It's not suspicious. Stop asking those questions. Master Meatball, has anyone tried to contact the parents? Do we have a name and location? We probably do. We do. Now that I think about it, yesterday we showed the name of the father and the mother because we have their licenses, because they're professional therapists and blah, blah, blah. And we showed it yesterday on the live. There was some video too. I can't remember what the video was, but we have it. It's all over Twitter, but we have it as well. Master Meatball, we should file just for practice. Yeah, we should file the FOIA, Master Meatball. And we could. All we have to do is figure out where dispatch is for that area, Butler, Pennsylvania. All you got to do is call dispatch, and, well, you'll have to file a FOIA. You'll have to actually send them a physical document that has your name, date, signature, and the word FOIA at the top, and then what you're requesting. And then they have 2 weeks to provide it to you or to provide an excuse for why they can't provide the FOIA. But it's really hard to make an excuse, so most of the time they just give you the shit if it's authorized. Now, you can't request private information, obviously, and those will get denied. But for public information such as a 911 phone call, you can absolutely request it. Hollis, or maybe it's Holly's, local police officer told Judicial watch that they didn't wear body cams. Go figure. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Why don't we have body cam footage from what happened? Like well, I guess the officer probably didn't have his body cam on when he went up the ladder. Because I was gonna say, why don't we have body cam footage of the officer confronting the shooter before making his way down the ladder and retreating? But most of the time, the officers don't run around with their body cams rolling. They got to turn them on. I don't know why, though. I used to always have mine rolling. In 2020, I had a body cam. I still have the body cam. It's sitting on the counter over there. But I used to walk around with the body cam on because it made people treat you correctly. Because everybody thought they were the fucking authority on 6 feet and wearing a fucking compliance cloth and all that other shit. That body cam made people real honest when I was walking around. But I wasn't like I'd turn it on. I walked around with that thing on because you never know what's going to happen. You never know. Cassandra, even for the Rittenhouse trial, they had drone footage that happened. Oh, what happened to the drone footage of the Trump rally? Yeah, that's a great question. A lot of people were saying that too because the officers have drones. Where's that footage? But they don't want to talk about it. They just want to lie. They just want to lie. They want people to stop asking questions. Like I said, it's so obvious. When you know what's going on, when you're consuming as much information as all of us are, it's very obvious who did this, right? When nothing makes sense and the government's in full control, who do you think did it? Who do you think did it? You know, it's the only answer standing in front of you. Them. They're the ones that did it. Like it's so obvious. They cannot get anybody off their trail because it's too damn obvious. They might as well just went out there and did it themselves. It took everything I had Saturday to not tell you guys I was right. Because I've been saying for years that they could come out and shoot Americans right in front of all of us and nobody would do anything about it. And that's exactly what happened on Saturday. And I didn't want anybody to go and lose their marbles over the weekend, so I had to keep the message about being in self-control. But I've been sitting here since Saturday feeling that way, that they will come out and shoot us on live TV and kill us, and nobody will do anything about it. And here we are, and they're blaming fucking Iran. They're saying it's somebody else's fault that this shit happened. We got a dead American, 2 that were critically injured, and a president who was hit by a bullet because nobody was doing their fucking job that day. That doesn't make sense. This shit was staged. They did this shit on purpose. That's what happened. They did this shit on purpose and they missed. They missed. And now they're trying to clean it up and it ain't fucking working. Everybody knows they did that shit. Anyways, we're getting on to bigger, better things. Leave that bullshit behind us. This is Good Energy from Matt Gaetz.
Speaking. What night are you speaking? Are you speaking tonight? Or one person? No. Hey, you're not. If you took that stage, you would get booed off of it. You would get booed off the stage.
So there's a few things I like about this video here. Matt Gaetz, he's on fire here. I don't know what's going on between him and McCarthy, but he's on fire right here. And he's telling him, he's like, you take that stage, you will get booed. You will get booed off the stage. And you see the guys separating Matt Gaetz from McCarthy here. Now watch. So the guy behind him, you see Matt looking at this guy. The guy behind him must have been pulling on his coat or something. So you see Matt turn around like, hey, like, why you grabbing on me? And then look, right in his face. Like, hey, you're not going to tell me what I can and can't say. You're not going to tell me who I can and can't talk to. That's exactly what that body language looks like. I know, because I have to use that all the damn time to people around me, because when I start telling the truth, people get uncomfortable. And it's because I speak from the heart. And that's what I think Matt Gaetz is doing right there. He's telling McCarthy what he really thinks. And this guy behind him was like, hey, you better cool it down. You're making optics look bad, blah, blah. Matt Gaetz is like, look, buddy, you can go fuck yourself. I say whatever I want to. And that's exactly what that, look at it. Look at his facial expression. Look at the guy he's talking to. Like, come on, man. I'm just trying to be soft and stupid. Just get on board. Matt Gaetz is like, I'm not about that shit. I'm not about that. I'm here and I'm telling the truth, and you're just in my way. I don't know. I thought it was a good video, though. Like I said, the Hodge twins are the ones that posted it, and they're pretty badass themselves. Breeze by you. Matt's like, fuck off, dude. Yeah. Yep. Trying to slow his stride. Get off of it. Let's see. Next up we have, I think this is the video that President Trump had just released right before I started the live. It's titled Make America Great Again, and it made my schedule redundant because that our funny video of the day is also called that, and both are worthwhile. So anyways, we're going to read through the chat really quick, but I'm going to get this pulled up so it's ready to go. This is a really good video. This would have been our feel-good video of the day if I didn't already have one lined up. So it's like we're getting 2 feel-good videos today, and we need it. You know, we need it. It's been quite the week so far. Anyways, we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about Matt Gaetz. And from here on out, it's all good videos and funny stuff. So we can just put the weight of the world down. We know what's going on. We got the facts. We got our opinions. We have all our... We're on the same page is what I'm trying to say. And so we can log that back, stay aware, but don't carry the weight on the world. Or the weight of the world. It's not worth it. You'll burn yourself out. You'll start spiraling. And right now is a sensitive time. You go online and say something crazy. You go out in the world and say something crazy, which may not feel crazy to you because you're so wound up. And bad stuff happens. It hurts the quality of your life. And right now, people are being unpredictable. So put that weight down. Don't carry that with you. We can't fix the world today. We can only know what's going on and keep ourselves happy. Stay smart. Stay in control. Keep our family safe. Stuff like that. So just put that weight down. We're going to try and just chill the fuck out and have some fun from here on out. We're going to read through the chat really quick. And next up, like I said, we got Make America Great Again. This was posted by President Trump on YouTube from his official channel right before I started the live. And it's a really good video, and it's coming up next. RK, Hodge twins have a damn good show. You're right, RK. I like Hodge twins. I actually found them on Instagram before all the pedophilia stuff happened. Well, before awareness was brought to it. I don't hang out on Instagram now because that's where pedophiles hang out. So that ain't where you'll find me. But that's where I originally found the Hodge twins, and I watched a whole shit ton of their videos when I first came across them. And that was before they got over on Rumble. I'm trying to think. Are they a part of Crowder now? Because I think I was seeing stuff with them collaborate. I don't know if they're all Mug Club now, but I was seeing them collaborate a little bit. Mr. Beans Beans, Matt's the man. I agree. The review, it's called Freedom of Speech, motherfucker. Yep. You ain't wrong. Matt was on fire. Matt was like, yo, what are you doing grabbing on me? I wasn't going to hit the guy. I was just, I was talking to him. I was just trying to tell him something. Matt Gaetz, he's out there getting it. He's fiery. He's extra spicy. Salta Ragu, anyone seen Hillary lately? No, I don't want to. I don't want to. Wake up, middle of the night, she's just hovering over me, breathing heavy with her heart attack gun, seething. Smells like MAGA in here. Klaus is like, you better drop the weapon right now. all tactic out with the night gear on, got the night vision and shit. Full tactical helmet. Cloud's like, drop the weapon. I'm not fucking with you, lady. I'll do this shit. Mm-hmm. Don't mess with Klaus Daniels. He'll get you. He'll get you. Cassandra, you could drive a van through the holes in this story. You're right, Cassandra. You're absolutely right. Snooks, I can't read that one out loud. People are going to think we're running a different kind of live here. Jay Spray, I thought the police looked around corners with their guns first. They had the D team out there running. That's what it was. There was nobody with a brain out there that day. Mr. Beans Beans, I'd love to see Kyle in Trump's cabinet. Yeah, they should have put Kyle on the line there. He's a good shot. He's a good shot. He'd have been good to go. You know how crazy America would go if they announced that Kyle Rittenhouse was going to start protecting the president as Secret Service? They might as well just let us vote now. You know, just saying. Just let us vote now. What we got here? Hey, thank you so much, 1976-1, for the $10 donation on Rumble. I really appreciate all the support. Thank you so much. It says, thanks, Hooligans rule. Hell yeah. You guys are the best. Let's read through it. We got these good videos coming up next. Don't you worry. Jamie, shit, you could drive a semi through it. It's for real. For real. Plastic Quack, did anyone get fired yet? Are you talking about the people that are wishing bad things on President Trump? Is that what you're talking about? Plastic Quack? So there was something I came across on Twitter. Maybe I shouldn't have participated in it. I don't know. But there was an individual in Grand Rapids, like I said a little while ago. That's only 2 hours away from me. Somebody who said something about shouldn't have missed some language like that, right? And they work at a restaurant in Grand Rapids, and people have pretty much become aware of that. And so people have contacted the store, said all kinds of stuff. The store supposedly has suspended that individual. He's the head chef of that restaurant. And I went and wrote a shitty ass review, and I posted the pictures of him saying those terrible things and said that you guys need to fire him. Suspending him for wishing death on a president is not enough. He should be in prison. Like, you guys should fire him. And I left a review. I can't remember if I posted the picture of the review or what, but fuck that. Don't be talking like that, especially in Michigan. You know, just saying. But anyways. Melissa, no one fired, no Epstein Island. Chomo's arrested. Yeah, no one's getting fired. Like, as far as Secret Service and all that stuff for President Trump's detail, they're not going to let them go. That'll happen. And it's Biden's fault. I didn't think about it at first, but a lot of people are like, oh, this is what happens when you do DEI. And I was like, what's that got to do with President Trump? Secret Service comes from the White House. They ain't hanging out with President Trump. They come from the White House. So it is the White House's fault that they were staffed that way. I didn't have it in perspective when the stuff was going on, but as days have passed, I've kind of realized, like, that's Biden's administration protecting President Trump. Like, no wonder they had those little those shitty agents. Miss Jamie, I think I did hear a couple coups got fired for protecting the crowd. Oh, I haven't heard anything about that. Fanatical, I blame Jill. Yeah, well, yeah, Jill's the only brain in the White House that's actually running things. Old man Walter, he's just the guy with the pen. DeMarquis, CNN never covers a Trump rally, but they did on Saturday. They wanted to air it live. Yeah, DeMarquis. Yep. I 100% believe that they had Saturday planned. That, like, everyone, the media, the White House, everyone had it planned. They had it all dialed in, and then the dude missed the shot, and everything went differently. And that's why nothing makes sense. Nothing they're saying makes any kind of sense. They're frantically pointing fingers. Look here, look there, look here, look there. Because anything but look at them. Do anything but look at them. And there's no one else in the room. It's just them. You've been chasing them for 4 years. And now it's not you that did that? Like, come on, man. We don't believe it. We don't believe it. We know what happened. It's obvious. Chaplain Mayorkas and the Secret Service director have been weaponized and should be fired. I agree, Chaplain. It is their fault that things went this way. 100%. Jeb, as usual, liberals can't even follow through with their own plans. Yeah. You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. So we're getting into our feel-good, well, sort of feel-good video. It is our feel-good, but it's not the actual, I don't know how to explain it. We have 2 feel-good videos today. That's what I'm saying. So, President Trump had posted this on his YouTube channel just before the live started. Minutes. And it was so close that I couldn't even watch the whole video. I only watched the first half, and that was enough for me. I was like, fuck yeah, we're adding this right onto the schedule. So we have this, which is Make America Great Again. Then we have our feel-good video, which is called A Father's Love. It's President Trump spending time with his loved ones behind the scenes at the RNC. Don Jr. had posted this on TikTok. I got a hold of it. That's our official feel-good video of the day. And then we have our funny video of the day titled Make America Great Again. And all of that's coming up next. So once again, this right here is from President Trump himself. It's titled Make America Great Again.
Trump has left the building.
We can now project the winner of the presidential race. Donald Trump wins the presidency.
What started off as unlikely, impossible, is now reality.
I will fight for you with every breath in my body, and I will never, ever let you down.
We have a president who actually fulfilled the promises he made during the campaign, securing the border to foreign policy.
He now has a record as president that's pretty damn impressive.
Hell yeah. Like I said, that is a badass video. I thought that was fantastic. President Trump had put that out, as I stated, right before we went live, and I knew that we needed to add that to the schedule. So we're going to get right into our feel-good video of the day, and then we will be covering our funny video of the day. And then, of course, we'll be hopping in the chat. So like I said a moment ago, I had grabbed this video from Don Jr.'s account over on TikTok. He had posted this. Now, he may have posted this other places by now, but at the time, it was only on TikTok, and that's where I had grabbed it from. This is President Trump behind the scenes You can see in the beginning that President Trump didn't even know he was being recorded. Don Jr. is a little bit of an influencer these days. He's really popular on TikTok. He's about to break 1 million followers over there. And so he's doing more. He seems a lot like an influencer at this point. He's constantly making TikTok videos. Everything's being recorded. He's given behind the scenes footage at the RNC and other events that have been going on. He's also giving updates and stuff like that. So Don Jr. is very much of a online influencer at this, like an online personality at this point. And so he was recording this video, obviously to put on the channel and stuff like that, and give people a behind the scenes of President Trump and things going on at the RNC. And this video is particularly about President. It's not an about video. We are capturing him loving his sons and family members in the room while behind the scenes at the RNC. This is our feel-good video of the day.
How's he playing on X? Excellent. And how's he playing on Truth? Much more important. That's right. He's doing good on Truth, right? All right. Goodbye, everybody. Bye, everybody. Oh, look at this guy's going to put me on television. You got to capture it all, baby. He's going to put me on television. Come here. Bye, sweetheart. Come here, my boy.
When he thinks outside the box, it's the cardboard one he lives in. Founder of Studio TSC.com, Michael Loftus. He's that likable.
A father's love. You see him grabbing on his boys, hugging on them, kissing them. Calls Don Jr. He says, "Hey, sweetheart," loving them. You know, we need that. America needs that. We need to get back to having families and celebrating each other and not being afraid to love on each other. It's okay. It's okay. I know the gay stuff's got everybody scared. It ain't gay to love your family and love your fellow Americans. And I think it's good to see President Trump in such high spirits after what happened on Saturday. I think it was a real wake-up call to America on how we need to be more united than ever before. Like, we can't have people shooting at our president and stuff like that. We can't live in a country that's going to behave that way. We need to get back to structure, order, and common sense, like we hear Ted Nugent talking about on a regular basis. Got to get back to that common sense. We need it desperately. And so I feel it's good to see President Trump loving on his family and being the good guy that I believe he is. And so anyways, now we're going to get into our final video of the day. This is our funny video of the day. Let me get it pulled up here. Let me see. Ah, yes. Now I remember. This is our funny video of the day. Don't forget to hit that like button. Your last reminder. It's titled, "Make America Great Again."
So tonight, I'm asking every American to recommit to make America what it is. Great again.
Hell yeah. That was our funny video of the day. Well, hooligans, that is all the coffee I had for you guys today. I'm going to grab this Linktree link for you guys. Drop it in all the chats really quick. Wham, there we go. Maybe if I can post it. There we go. It's fighting me. Everything's fighting me today. It's all right. We made it. Made it through. Turn the day around. Winning. That's what we do, is win. All right, hooligans. So I just dropped a Linktree link to all of you guys where all of my links are listed. So if you would like to join membership programs, purchase any merch, or provide any donations, I would really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because we got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. All the hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7. We have a news board to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world, and it is the best way to be notified every single time we go live. So definitely go join Discord. Like I said, it is free. If you're feeling real saucy, go get you a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's kind of like Discord Plus, really. But it is the best way to experience a live. You can watch the live on the website. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and links and custom emojis and more right there in the chat. Like I said, it's the best way to experience the live. But then we also have Hooligans Alley on the website. It's kind of like Twitter or Facebook, but no commies, no liberals, no fact checkers, no bullshit. It's the way social media is supposed to be, just out there living and letting people know how you're doing. Then we have forums, which is very much like Reddit and can be used just like Reddit. And then we have our advanced messaging system with our built-in group chats that gives you the ability to text each other, call each other, video call each other, group texting, group calling, and group video calling. That's where we like to hang out on Fridays, 6 p.m. Eastern time for our voice chat where we have a lot of fun. So definitely go get you a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the hooligans. We're going to read through the chat really quick and see what you hooligans thought about today's entire live. And then we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance, and we'll be wrapping this up. Of course, what is today? Today is Wednesday. I'm having such a hard time remembering the day. Tomorrow is Thursday, because that's the day it comes after Wednesday. I know, breaking news. We will be covering President Trump speaking live at the RNC tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly what time he is supposed to be speaking, but we will be doing Coffee with Hooligans, 1 p.m. Eastern time as usual. Hopefully I can get past tech problems. We can get back to going live around 1 o'clock. I don't mean to be so late, and it's definitely not because I'm fucking lazy. I'm trying to solve problems, and some take longer than others. But either way, we will be live again tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time for Coffee with Hooligans. And we got President Trump speaking for the very first time since Saturday at the RNC. I will get the time. I'm sure Snooks will have it ready for me tomorrow. So when we do Coffee with Hooligans, I can give you guys the official time of when to expect President Trump on stage tomorrow. I'm excited to hear from him, to hear everything, just everything, because we haven't heard from the president other than these pre-recorded videos. We haven't heard from him live since the shooting happened. So really excited to hear from President Trump tomorrow. Either way, we're going to read through the chat. We got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up, and we're wrapping this up. Zero, I've noticed that when I talk shit about Obama, Walter Hillary posts, and I post that pic, which I didn't see yet, my phone looks like it's taking screenshots. It flashes 2 or 3 times. Weird. Yeah, Zero. Oh, and you have an Apple phone too, right? Yeah. It probably, I don't know what to say. My phone does that, and it was really bad when the stolen election stuff was going on. They were taking screenshots while I was having phone calls, video calls, and stuff. So I don't know. I don't want to get into a bunch of conspiracy stuff, but I wouldn't be surprised if that stuff was going on, because they have control over everything. When you sign into your phone for the very first time, you pull it out of the box, you turn it on, that little thing that pops up that says like, hey, agree to the terms, you're giving all your rights away. Like using our phones and stuff, we have no rights when it comes to our phones. We forfeit all of our rights to the companies that make the phones, put the software in the phones, provide the service to the phones. So like it might be too far-fetched for some, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were screenshotting your shit, tracking your shit, harvesting your data. They do it to all of us. So regular Jeff have tech problems? I'm a tech problem. Breeze by you, it'll be so good to hear from President Trump. I agree. RK was a damn good show. And I appreciate you, RK. Hey, I appreciate you, Breeze by you. Thank you for being here with us. Moose Girl was so close. I shudder thinking about it. Yeah, me too. I try not to think about it. It stirs up a bunch of emotions that are unnecessary. It didn't go that way, so I'm not going to play it like it did in my mind, because it just puts you on the wrong path. You know what I mean? And I was talking about that a few weeks ago, that like a lot of people dwell on the past, not just politically, but in general. Oh, you know, too much time on your hands. You start thinking about things that happened yesterday, happened before, and you start to be like, well, what if this? What if that? And you start to make yourself feel bad. Not only do you feel bad, you're questioning your own decisions. If you're doing the right thing, chances are you made the right decision when the time called for it, for the information you had in the moment. Of course, looking back, you're always going to have regrets that you made different choices and decisions, but you didn't know as much as you do now. So you weren't in a position to make those kinds of choices. And so because of that, I look at looking in the past as a way to hurt yourself. You know what I mean? You're setting yourself up for failure. You think about the past long enough, you'll find reasons to feel bad, to feel sad, to question your own judgment. And it's unnecessary. Unless you're reflecting on something to prepare for the future, I don't look at the past. I just don't. I take photos, I take lots of videos and stuff, never go back and look at them. Like I've said before, I think one day I'll be old and I'll want to reflect on my life. And that's why I take pictures and video. That's why I document everything. Is one day I'll be able to look back at the life that I lived and be proud of it. But I never look back questioning the decisions I've made. I always try to make the best decisions in the moment with what I have. And I encourage everyone to do the same. Salt Ragu. Oh, you're talking to Snooks. Hold on, what are you guys talking about? Snooks. I hear a camera click sometimes on platforms while they're seeing me topless, then a lot. Well, yeah, Snooks. Well, why do you think they keep taking pictures? You know? They're like, hey, on this computer, you can see titties. Like, you're a high commodity, Snooks. Yeah, the Fed boys are constantly watching your cam. RK, can we get some therapy boobs in the chat, please? I'm just saying. Dropping the boobies in the chat. Melissa, federal employees are subject to the Hatch Act, which restricts their political activity based on their position. Interesting, Melissa. I need to know more about the Hatch Act. I always hear KJP, throwing it out there whenever she doesn't want to answer a question, which is every question. But I don't know enough about it to use it offensively. I'll have to learn more about the Hatch Act. Miss Jamie, I got a piece of paper taped over my tablet and phone camera. They might be able to hear me, but they can't see me. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate you, Rappy. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Pumpkin. Too old to care. Take some you time. We'll see. We'll see, too old. We'll see. Not wealthy enough to have a day off yet. Working on it. Ralph, having CNN cover the rally only that day says it all. Yep. There's a lot of really telling signs about what happened. But I don't know. I'm just focusing on keeping that energy and voting in November. That's all I'm thinking about. Hey, I appreciate you. Appeal to Heaven. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you, Green Falcon. Cashflow, I'm so nervous about this Saturday's rally. I'm going to buy a Tesla phone when they bring them out. Yeah, Cashflow, I'm a little nervous about Saturday's rally too, but I don't think President Trump would want us to be. We shouldn't worry about this shit. We should be prepared, And so I'm trying not to worry. I'm trying to look forward to it. And I'll worry about the bad things if they come. But I'm not going to worry about things that aren't here yet. It's a very sensitive time right now. And so I'm trying to be cool about it. And keep a couple steps back. You know what I mean? It keeps me in control. And I think that's the best way to be. While times are so uncertain right now. If Saturday would have went differently, we'd be talking differently. But it went the way it did. So we need to stop worrying about what ifs and just try and plan for the future. Because otherwise we're stressing ourselves out and it contributes to spiraling. In my opinion. I'm not putting anybody down. Thinking out loud more than anything else. Hey, I appreciate you, Kirk Allen. Thank you for being here. Alright, I think we're good to go. I keep forgetting the YouTube's here. I didn't take the time to cut it. Oh, you're so fucking banned. Pussy. My goodness. If I didn't have the self-control that I have. Goodness. I can't believe it. Well, whatever. I'm not going to worry about it. Fuck that guy. Anyways, hooligans, it is that time once again. Please join me. God, it's so triggering. Every time I see this, I feel like it's Saturday again. Whoo, shake it off. Shake it off. I felt that way yesterday, too. It was time for the pledge, and all of a sudden it was Saturday again. Shit. Join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice For all. All right, didn't mute myself. We're good to go. We're going to read through the chat one last time just to make sure no hooligans are left behind. And we will be wrapping this up. We'll be live again tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time for Coffee with Hooligans. And like I said, we have President Trump coming up tomorrow as well. I don't know if it'll be a part of Coffee with Hooligans. It depends on how early he starts. But we'll get that time nailed down. And we will be raising awareness to it early on for Coffee with Hooligans tomorrow, so you guys can be all prepared to hear from President Trump for the first time since what happened Saturday. Super excited about it. Like I said, we're going to read through the chat really quick, and we're wrapping this up. Oh my God. Livid review. I don't know. I can't put that on the screen, but I love that. Yeah, that one got me. That is funny. What do you guys... Oh my God, these gifs. Russell, the feds can only see my wiener. I keep my phone in my front pocket. Well, you know, that's why they visit you so often, Russell. They're like, hey, you guys want to see something? Just put you on the screen real quick. Mm-hmm. Salty Ragu, I keep my phone in my back pocket. You got the opposite problems of what Russell's got. Fed boys looking at Salty Ragu's booty cheekers. Mm-hmm. Look at all the boobs in the chat. Getting sidetracked. Two different sides. Hey, thank you for being here, Jump Offa. Be safe out there. David, I work with the mentally challenged right now, and the client did the pledge with us. That's so badass. Fuck yeah! Love it. I love it. Just reading through and we're wrapping them up. Wrapping the bodies up. It's fucking stupid. Goodness. I'm about ready for some food. I think that's the plan. All right, hooligans, it looks like we are good to go. As I've said multiple times at this point, we will be live again tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. And we got President Trump, who will be speaking live. I don't know why I just did that noise. Speaking live from the RNC at some point tomorrow. And we will absolutely be covering it. So hopefully I see all of you guys right here tomorrow for Coffee with Hooligans and President Trump. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support. I'll see you on the next live. And until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.
Jeff.